Hey everybody, I think I got video figured out on how to get it to go horizontal and no longer vertical. So hopefully no more black bars on the side of me. So I've gotten some messages over the past day or so about the video about quitting. And a few people asked me why I quit the organization that I was a part of before we founded Park Slope Academy of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So for me, the reason that I quit the organization as a whole was that there was never going to be any growth for me. I was part of an organization that had multiple locations, and every time they needed to open up a new one, it would take 2 to 3 years to build up a staff. And with 4 locations already built, the 5th one on the way, it wasn't going to happen for me the way I was told. I was told a 2-year wait, and at this point I was 23, and by the time I turned 24, I didn't see things going in the right direction. So for me, the fundamental reason why I left was I knew there wouldn't be a career there long term. I'd always be working, and I would never have the say of what color the walls would be, how the schedule is going to go, or even just the ability to make more money and have a little bit more time off. And that was very important for me long term. So that was the real fundamental reason why I quit. The personal and anger-based reason, the vitriol-based reason, was one particular staff meeting we had where our basically boss was running everything, asking us to raise our hands anytime we heard the answer to the question he was talking about. The question was posed as this: hey everybody, we want to talk about how much money you have in your bank account right now. Raise your hand if you have $1,000 in your bank account. So pretty much universally, the staff about 20, the hands went up. Then we went to who here has $5,000 in their bank account? At that point, about 85% of the room put their hand down. We proceeded to go to 10,000 in their bank account. A few people put their hands up still. 20,000. And then at this point he said, it's rhetorical, don't raise your hand. But then he proceeded to go incrementally from 20 to 50 to 75 to 100 to 125 to 150, and he capped out at $250,000. And he said, who here has $250,000 in the bank? And of course at this point no one was instructed to raise their hand. Additionally, I don't think anyone could have. And then the answer that we got from the boss was, why not? Now I don't know on what dystopian Tony Robbins motivation this was supposed to be. Maybe it was supposed to be like, be hungry and you'll get everything. Like that Tony Robbins, life will pay whatever price you ask of it. But for me, it kind of ignited a real sarcastic, negative response. I wanted to raise my hand and be like, hey boss, I work for $17,000 a year, 50 plus hours a week. And after my rent and my expenses, what do I make? 52 weeks out of the year, so 17 grand, rolling in the dough to begin with. Yeah, I'd have basically about $100 a month, or maybe 120 if I was really budgeting well. So to get to $250,000 at that rate of 125 a month would roughly take me about, let's say, 250 years. So it was at that moment that I decided, regardless of what I'm going to do, I'm no longer going to work there. And at that moment, this was October, and then November came and I was already gone. I knew for me that the organization wasn't going to be giving me the nurturing that I needed. It gave me a great base. It gave me a good understanding of how to run the business. And it also gave me a good understanding of how to treat your staff. So that's the 2 reasons that I quit. One, I saw the writing on the wall and I knew I would never be able to own my own school in that organization or my own business. And reason 2 was I was dealing with people that were at the top and making 80% of the money and doing 5% of the work at the time. And even though their name was on the building, it was our faces at the front door. So take care of your staff and they'll take care of you. You've got to have that symbiotic relationship. Otherwise, people leave. All right. Have a good day. Good luck.